Good morning, all my honors math 2 students. Missed you guys so much. I was worried about you guys with the 12.2 Desmos activity that I just want to go over a few things with you. Please, at any time, if you guys have any questions, please message me on Remind, email me, or message me on Google Classroom. I'd be more than happy to help you. Okay, so this, if you haven't started this Desmos activity, I want you to do it first before you listen to my whole notes, but go to desmos.com and really look at what the A value is doing here. You should see that this A value, as it increases, it's doing something to the graph. And then over here, as it decreases and becomes a smaller fraction, what it's doing to the graph. So this is what the first page is at. What is that number? And the A value is the number in front of x squared. What is it really doing to that graph? Every graph here should be at 0, 0, its origin, which is called its vertex, or the very point of the U, should be at 0, 0. Second page, you're going to see what a negative does to the graph. Okay, think of, turn that frown upside down. These should be frowns. Because they're negative, they're not feeling good, and the front should have been positive, should have been smiles. Then on number 4 and number 5, this is called your C value. Everything is like this. It's y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. We are not dealing with the bx yet. We're just dealing with the a and the c. And this comes from what we did with factoring quadratics. It's basically a quadratic, and they always make u, or parabolas they're called. So this c, you should see, is going to move the graph up, and these c's should move the graph down. And that's going to change where the point of the u is, which is called the vertex. Okay, what I want to go over with you guys is this last page. So this last page, you are going to be graphing these graphs. And I'm going to do one of them with you guys so you can see, and I'm just going to do this top one from you, and it's going to also ask you for domain and range. And the few students that have done this Desmos activity on their own have been really confused about the domain and range. So domain is the numbers we can make in this table and to put into the equation, and they're always going to be something called all reals. And whoops, there's a fancy way of writing all reals. This is fancy R. Because you can put any number into the equation. The range is where the graph is, and there's something called a maximum or minimum. So that's the bottom of the point if it's a smile, and it's the top of the graph, or the U, if it's a frown. And that vertex point, or that maximum minimum, is really going to tell you where the range is. So I'm going to graph this first one with you. So if you plug in negative 2 squared is 4, 4 plus 3 is 7. If you plug in negative 1 squared is positive 1, 1 plus 3 is 4. If you plug in 0, that's just going to give you 3. You should see that there's a pattern, we'll talk about that. Plug in 1 squared is 4, plug in 2, this is 7. It's going to be symmetric. So it repeats, this point right here is called your vertex. You'll see it more in the next Desmos activity, but that is the bottom point, or the minimum of your graph. Call it the min. Okay. These also have a pattern. This one down by 3, down by 1, up by 1, up by 3. 1 and 3 are odd numbers. They will do something like that every time you have a graph. It changes with the a value, but it has something to do with that. So I'm going to graph this. So negative 2 is 7. Negative 1 is 4. 0 is 3, 1 is 4, and 3 is 7. Oops, 2 is 7, sorry. So this graph, you could get more, and just to show you guys, because I'll talk about this later, this is 1, 3, and the next point actually would go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the next point would be 7. I'm not going to do that one. But they have that pattern, and they go on forever. So this is a smile. It's opening up. The reason, because A is 1. It has moved up 3 because C is 3. So it is a normal width graph. It's not wide or narrow. It's just normal. When you get to this one's going to be wide, and this one's going to be upside down. So first of all, range. So the graph goes, the lowest point it goes at 3. So we'd say the range, because these are your y values, is greater than or equal to 3. I hope that helps you guys a little bit to continue this Desmos activity, or if you get stuck. But going back to these first pages, you're really going to look at what the A value does, what the C value does pretty easily. Make sure your range is very similar to this. Your range here will be very similar. Your range here is going to be the other way. This one's greater than or equal because it's open and up, but when this one opens down, you're going to have less than or equal here. I'll let you fill in that part. If you have any questions, again, give me a call. Hope to see you soon. I will also be putting out a video for the next Desmos activity. Thank you. Bye.